What's going on? We back with Destiny Rising yet again. We got some more stuff to talk about today, specifically exotic mods and mythic weapons. This is going to be basically a follow-up from a previous video that I was working on where we were discussing building a pool of mythic weapons to apply our mods to. Now, I applied that rule to this weapon right here. This ultimatum, I originally had, I swear, when it comes to the quad mythic trait pulls, I actually had like 6 or 7 of these, but I then narrowed it down over time as we started getting more of these exotic perks. So we're ready to max this one out right here. Yeah, there we go. You see we got all 3 perks activated. Okay, all 3 activated. That is Glutton, Annihilation, and Disturbance. That's perfect. And the good news about this weapon is that it actually is ready to Gigamax. What I mean by Gigamax is the final step that we need is to do the seasonal upgrade, which I'm going to do on this one, because this is going to be my chosen one. This is my absolute best version of this particular gun. Okay, so now we have a Gigamax where 11,390, just like this one, 11,390. I don't think it's possible to get a power that's more than that. Okay, now this one right here, I just like this one because the perk steady state. I feel like this could be a good PvP, and you'll notice that steady state is also a perk that I opted in for my PvP blue pulse rifle. For those of you that were wondering, because I had posted some shorts, some people were wondering what the role was that I was using. This one for PvP has actually been very good. So we have steady state, which basically starts to approach precision damage. Voodoo doll, which also helps it approach precision damage. So you could literally just hit body shots on a hostile. And I believe these traits actually do apply in PvP. Whereas the mods don't apply, the traits on the gun do apply. And so this is one way to basically override the fair play modifier for PvP, and I think PvE when we're talking about the what's that one mode, shifting gates. And so this allows you to take out other players, other guardians at a pretty rapid pace. Now, another thing that I mentioned in the previous video is building that pool of mythics, but also building that pool of exotics. Now that we have a fully maxed out primary that is arc and a fully maxed out primary that is solar, we're looking good. But there's a couple other projects that I have in the work for my Estella build, with Heir Apparent being one of those. Heir Apparent is basically my primary exotic heavy weapon, but we also have a couple of these other ones in the works. Okay, so we can see right here, there's only one thing left to do on here, so I'm going to try to do some more raid runs, see if I can get some pulls, and then I'm going to start chipping away at making getting more of these weapon infusion cores so we can max out the gallows. I'm not going to buy the ornament for this gun until I have it fully maxed out. That's just how I feel about it. The Akutak, now this one can have some other perks. Misfortune's Confetti and auto loading holster. Now, I have doubts that I can even pull that as an exotic mod that matches with it, but we can go for Culture Clash. Now, this isn't the only gun that uses Culture Clash, okay? This one right here also used Culture Clash. And that's why I say it's good to start building a pool of exotic mods so that when the time comes for you to go ahead and just try to equip them, I'm not going to equip any other ones in the slot right now, but you can see that I've been saving up a couple of these bad boys right here as well. And you also see I have a couple other ones that I can make, right? That'll roll some randoms. So these right here are going to be for the 3rd slot, I believe. No. Yeah, the 1st slot, the origin trait slot. So they, as you see, these don't line up with this gun. But are there any other weapons that I have that are rapid fire that this could fit on? Well, that is interesting. So when we go to the heavy, we take a look at Scorched Earth, we see Synesthesia as one that actually accepts this particular exotic mod, right? So that would be a good, this would be a good one to go ahead and set it up with. So where's it at? Not paranoia. Synesthesia. So this is one that would go perfect with this gun right here. But another reason, and this is what I'm telling you guys, I'm actually not going to put it on here right now. One, because I'm not going to focus on this gun right now. The range on this gun is actually very weak. Look at the range. 41. That's not that great. But that's okay. Now I know that there are weapons out there that I can focus on that are rapid fire that she can use these mods on. Now, taking a look at some of these other ones, what are some of the other? Okay, Synesthesia can also go on Wolfpack. So that's another reason why I won't apply the exotic mods right away. If I know for sure I'm dead set on focusing on a particular gun and I get the origin trait mod that matches up with it, I might just go ahead and apply it. Because it's going to work on any of the same guns that I pull of the same name. Right? Like say for instance if I do Wolfpack, if I roll an exotic mod just like the one that I just got, right, the Synesthesia, that one that we just looked at, it'll work on here and it'll work on any other modify or basically any other mythic weapon that we roll that's of this same name, Wolfpack. Okay. Otherwise here we got Kulfi, which needs a culture clash. Okay, we need culture clash to go on Kulfi. Now as you see, I've been doing the same thing over here. I've been building a pool of mythic weapons and then have been pulling to see if I can get mods to match up with this particular gun. Now, if I'm going to max out any of these Kulfis, my requirement is that it has to have culture clash, first of all. So I will have to use one of my exotic mods specifically to fulfill the origin trait on this one. And then I'll need an annihilation or glutton, or I'll need a fraternity or glutton. We see two of them that have glutton already. I'll need annihilation or syncopation. Let's see, surrounded and syncopation. Annihilation and eager aspirant. All of them use culture clash. So that's why I say it's important to build that pool of mythics, because the exotic mods are the hardest thing to farm. But if you have a bunch of different combinations of mythics that have these roles, then it's going to make it a lot easier for you to grind out those exotic mods, keep them to the side, and then once you find a good fit, like say for instance if I just, and I'm just going to show you just so you can see in real time. We see syncopation here. There it is, syncopation. So every fourth round fired deals 320%. Now that is such a good, that is such an awesome trait. But I may not be a huge fan of this trait right here. Weapon dealing 45% damage to more targets in proximity. You know what? Here's what I'll say about that. That's actually an excellent perk for Yolder, right? Because she's always up and close, and so this weapon dealing more damage is going to be happening a lot, right? So say I end up pulling one, right? We need, see, we're going to need one that's going to have culture clash, and we're going to need one that's going to need to be surrounded. The odds of that are not that great for me pulling it, but let's just see. And again, we're not going to apply it, but we're going to roll it, and we could still use it on other weapons if we see something that matches with it better. Syncopation, okay, fine. Let's just say that that slot is fulfilled, and whatever I get out of this is going to hopefully fulfill that role. Oh, one more thing I need to look at. So syncopation has accuracy bonus and elite and base combatant damage bonus. Now, for the Kulfi, we talked about what my requirements and my preferences would be for the attributes. Accuracy is super important for the Kulfi because that gun shoots very inaccurate. So anything that's going to make that better is going to really make this gun much more balanced for overall use. And because it has culture clash where it can deal damage at further ranges, then the accuracy bonus is really going to help this weapon fulfill a little bit more of a versatile role rather than it just being an up close spray and pray higher damage SMG. So we're going to actually go ahead and see what kind of assault mag we can pull. Okay, let's see if we can get a decent assault mag. We're gonna go ahead and we'll just do the rapid fire one. And we're gonna see what we got. So we got fraternity and magazine capacity. Now, why is that great? That's great because we actually have some of these Kulfis that use fraternity. I see one with glutton. Do we have any others with fraternity? This one's a piece of shit. So we do have one that has fraternity. And right now we have glutton on that and culture clash. And we have one that has syncopation. But you have surrounded and we need culture clash. Now we could see how I'm starting to fill it in. But again, I'm not committing the mod to the gun until I have the full 3 exotic mods that can actually match it. Now, since I also need more origin trait mods, right? Let's go back to it real quick. Right, here's our hollows. None of these are good for Kulfi, but that's fine. We could use that on another. And again, since they're in the pool, they're not dedicated to any gun yet, but I'm still having them there, looking at them, seeing if I can get one with a roll that's actually going to match the guns that I need. So let's go ahead and roll another one. And this one has, which was a paranoia, synthesis, paranoia. So we have 2 paranoias, and they actually have the exact same attribute roll. Mind you, there could be more weapons that are introduced further down the line. Like say for instance in the future there's a mythic void pulse rifle that might use paranoia or something like that. Then I'll have that mod there ready to go for it, and I actually have 2 of them, so I'll be able to use it on both that one and possibly another gun in the future. But we see the Akutak needs a culture clash, just like how the Kulfi needs a culture clash. So we'll have to decide on which one it will go to if we can get a full roll. Now, I have yet to get anything that has Misfortune's confetti or auto-loading holster. I just never see those. So I'm worried that maybe perhaps that one's not actually working properly. Dog's barking, y'all. Just bear with it real quick. And we got Voodoo Doll and Glutton. So a lot of these guns actually can run glutton, but again, synesthesia, that we know for sure we already have that, just in case we at some point want to actually upgrade that. So as you see, as of right now, the Estella that I have, she's able to, this is my maximum power for now until I grind more artifacts. Yeah, this is what she's looking like now, boys. It's looking good. And I'm pretty sure people are curious to see what artifacts I'm running, because my Estella is not normal at all. My Estella is different from everybody else's, I'm sure, because everybody probably likes to focus on her summons as a part of their artifacts. But I have a little bit of a different approach, and I'll show you that here in a second. So just to recap, this 11,390 ultimatum does have all 3 exotic mods activating with its mythic perks, okay, or mythic traits: disturbance, annihilation, and glutton. We got the magazine cap, we have extra stability, we got armor pierce to fallen, we got the reduced ADS time, whatever, right? So this is a pretty good one. And then the other one that I have completely maxed out for the season, this one uses insured yields, which is an awesome trait right there. And then we also have solidarity. Not my favorite, but this one still does kick in quite often, especially during strikes, masteries, and things like that, because I'm close to my teammates quite often, especially with Caber. And a lot of times with Estella, just like on a strike that I just ran, we were running with a Tan 2, and he was right next to me, so we were both using the well to deal damage right next to each other. So I did see that actually perk more than I imagined that it would. So those are those guns right there. And now let's take a look at Estella's artifacts that I have. Some people might actually be mad at me for going this route, but Estella is a double rapid fire weapon user. And when I pulled the heir apparent, I told myself I want to build my artifacts around the heir apparent. So rampaging procession, after hitting at least 10 shots, reloading the magazine, is going to give this thing a 40% damage boost. When you have 220 rounds of 40% damage boosted, heir apparent rounds, that thing, it shreds bosses. It does excellent damage. And then you can see what my attributes are: super boost, signature boost, ability strength. Super boost, signature boost, ability strength. What do we have for Inverted Fury? Super boost, signature boost, ability strength. Now, why did I go that route? Why didn't I focus on actually getting attributes that focused on my weapons? Well, I do like to have balance. And so, because I have these that are actually maxing out pretty well, how do I actually look at that? Let me see. Yeah, this right here. Shield boost, ability strength. There it is. So ability, signature, and super boost. Those are her three basically her main abilities, and now we have those dealing a ton of extra damage. So even though I'm using, pay attention y'all, even though I'm using artifacts that are boosting my pulse rifle and my machine gun, my attributes are making up for that by actually boosting my relic abilities. So my Estella is very well balanced, where my signature, which I believe is the one that's the targeting that does the damage and the debuff. Then we have the ability, which is of course her summons. Those are dealing 65% more damage. The signature boost is dealing 66% more damage. And the super, as of right now, where it is dealing another 52% damage. So again, though my artifacts are focused on basically my guns, that, and Inverted Fury, just look at that. Gain 30% weapon damage bonus while shielded. That's excellent. I'm talking about just absolutely excellent. Okay, and I'm getting that shielding with healing mutation. Now, going full rapid fire build, basically full rapid fire build with her. Resolute mutation is basically just saying that when you're in a gunfight, you're taking less damage. Weapon ability hits grant 2.5% damage resistance for 3 seconds, stacks 10 times. But it's always replenishing because I'm always shooting, and especially when I have the heir apparent, I'm shooting everything. So I'm constantly basically hardening my shields and taking less damage. We can see I'm using health boost. Barrier bonus is actually not what I want, so eventually when I get a better roll on an artifact, I might actually switch that one out. But I definitely want shield boost, and I definitely want the healing bonus. Those are good ones. Shield boost, defense, health boost, range damage resistance. So this is actually the 4 attributes that I would prefer. To have range damage resistance, and then also defense boost on top of that, which is going to help take less damage. Health boost for just an innate buff. Shield boost for an innate buff for my overall health pool. Now, this actual one, healing mutation, is the GOAT of artifacts for people that love using machine guns. For people that love using auto rifles, and maybe not so much auto rifles, but pulse rifles for sure. Because after hitting a target with more than 5 rounds, you're recovering health. Y'all have seen footage of how this has gotten me through the Expanse, where I'm literally sitting in front of an ogre and a whole bunch of ads that are beaming on me, and I'm gaining health and shields right in front of them, and there's nothing they can do about it. It is because of this attribute right here. This artifact right here. It's a motherfucking beast. And so we've stacked up our health, our shields. Barrier bonus is kind of a dud, but I ain't worried about that. Defense, range defense, super, signature, ability strength, a little bit of a solar boost there, a little bit of a void boost there for when I'm using gallows, whatever, right? But the 3 main heavy hitters in this list: super, signature, ability. Those are the ones that I wanted to focus on, and they're getting where they need to get to. So now I have plenty of those that are getting damn near maxed out at this point, but there's still plenty of room to go in this Estella. I want to try to get her to 75,000 eventually. That's going to take a lot of grinding, but it could happen, and she's an absolute monster. So I hope that was just giving y'all an update on how the progress is going for my Estella, and I hope you guys like this video. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, please leave a like, share the video, tell your friends to play Destiny Rising, and let me know how you feel about everything you've seen in the comments. Again, this is just the way that I approach the game. Estella is definitely a great summoner. She deals a lot of damage, but when I'm able to use all of these things together in unison, using the heir apparent to keep my health high, using the summons to continue to deal out a ton of damage, both with my weapons and with the summons, and with the dragon super, the Ahamkara, it's just a lot of fun. This is the most fun I've ever had playing any Destiny game. Estella is a fucking monster in this game, and we're just getting started. So I hope you guys liked the video. Like, share, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.